Good morning, friends. Ann here, got my cup of coffee, got the Word of God, and today's reading is from Matthew 25, verses 14 through 30. I'm not going to read the whole passage, it's a lot of verses, but let me tell you the story of what happened here. So, Jesus is talking to a group of people, and he is telling them a story about this master that had 3 servants. And to the first servant, he gave 5 bags of gold, 5 talents, some of the passages will say, some of the translations will say. And that first servant took his 5 bags of gold and earned 5 more. He invested it and put it to work, and so he ended up with 10 bags of gold. To the second servant, he gave 2 bags of gold, and that servant went and invested it, and he came back with 2 more bags of gold. So he had 4 bags of gold. To the last servant, though, the third servant, he gave 1 bag of gold, and that servant went and buried it in the yard. And when the master returned home from his trip, he called all of his servants together for accountability to say, hey, what did you do with what I had given you? And the first servant said, you gave me 5 bags of gold. I invested in and got 5 more. And this is what Jesus says. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. So then the second man with 2 bags of gold said, look, here are my 2 bags of gold. I invested it and got 2 more. Now here are 4 bags of gold for you. Then the master replies, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. And then the third servant with the 1 bag came and said this. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. But see, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed? Well, then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. That was the least he could do, to do something to multiply what he had been given. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them, and throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness where they will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Friends, maybe at first when you hear this story, this parable that Jesus told, you think, that master is too harsh on that servant. I mean, at least the servant returned to the master what it was that the master had given him. I mean, at least he didn't squander it and steal it or do whatever. And maybe you say, well, does this mean that people that are poor, everything will be taken from them and given to the rich? No, that is not what this parable means at all. Notice that there is a word that is repeated twice when Jesus is talking to the one with the 10 and the one with the 4. He says, you, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things, and now I will bless you with more. Friends, this is a parable about faithfulness. It is a parable about what we do when with open hands we receive what God has given us, and then we invest it and we give it to those in need. When we do that, when we take the little that we have that God has given us, and then we invest it and we use it for his kingdom, for his glory, we get back so much in return. And we don't hold on to what we get in return. We just return it to the Father and say, here, this is what I have done with the gifts and the investment and the talent that you have given to me. This is how I have been faithful. And notice that the one with 2 didn't get jealous of the one with 10, because each one has been given different things to invest and to share in this ministry of the kingdom. Friends, faithfulness is doing what God has called you to do with what you have, with where you are, and for as long as it takes. Be faithful. Have a good day.